Hey, Kyle's wonderful here again with another wrestling review. This time it's NJPW from night NJPW G1 Night 9 from July 31st, 2022. So we're live from the Aichi Gym in Nagoya, Japan. Our second consecutive day in Aichi's Dolphin Arena sees the league phase out. The tournament reached the halfway point here with the pace of the group matches set to quicken as we get closer to Budokan and the ending. So the competition grows more intense, and we'll start with the preliminary tag matches as usual. So it starts with an 8-man tag match. Chaos represented by Goto and Ishii teaming up with Tanahashi and Young Lion Ryohei Oiwa taking on Bullet Club's El Phantasmo, Kenta, Sho, and Yujiro Takahashi. So it's an all-star lineup here in the opening bell. Bullet Club take on Tanahashi, Goto, Ishii, and Oiwa. Oiwa will be swimming with the Sharks here to get from the get-go, and will he be able to leave a mark on his Bullet Club opposition with his help of the decorated teammates that he has? So Kenta's music starts out night 9 of G1 Climax, and he comes out with ELP, Sho, and Yujiro. This time, ELP and Kenta find the signs for them that does not have other people on the back. It might even have been the same fans from last night who ELP and Kenta grabbed the sign to hold, but then it had Sonata and Shingo on the other side, and they were mad. So then Go Ace hits, and Tanahashi makes his way out with Ishii first makes his way out, though. He wanted, for whatever reason, Ishii wanted to make sure he got to the ring before the young lion Oiwa ran out there. Ishii wanted to be the first one in the ring. So Oiwa then runs out, and Goto and Tanahashi come out behind, and Kenta's staring at Jora Jora, the staff of Goto. Kenta's been wanting this staff for a while now. So Goto uh, gives Kenta a dirty look here and takes the staff away. That was pretty funny. So Bullet Club too sweet, of course, and then jump the other team before the bell rings. So they brawl on the outside now, and Ishii will start the match against ELP. They counter each other for a while, which was really awesome to watch. Good flurry here at the beginning. Then Ishii hits a big shoulder tackle. Tanahashi and Yujiro now tag in. Tanahashi counters the big mafia kick with a back elbow. Then Sho hits Tanahashi from behind. Tanahashi shoves Sho right off the apron, and Oiwa kicks Yujiro from behind. Now fighting fire with fire, the young lion, picking up some Bullet Club tendencies. I don't know if that's what the young lions they want the young lions to do or not, but fighting fire with fire is always a good thing. Sho now pulls Tanahashi's hair from the apron, and this allows Yujiro to hit a drop kick. Tanahashi kicks out at 2. He can't be feeling too good after only 22 hours after the grueling match against Zack Sabre Jr. in the main event last night. So Kenta now tags in. He hits big strikes on the man that injured him, Tanahashi, who fires up and but just gets taken down after a couple of forearms with a big kick from Kenta. So Tanahashi then blocks the next one and hits a dragon screw leg whip, and Goto now tags in, and he knocks ELP off the apron and hits a lariat on Kenta. Goto then hits a spinning heel kick and a bulldog that looked really good flurry there for a 2 count. Great opening match here. Couple of great flurries in a row. Kenta's now able to counter a charging Goto with a power slam and tag in Sho. Goto hits his discus lariat on Sho and then tags in Oiwa, who comes in fired up with some big forearms on Sho. A nice drop kick and shoulder tackle get Oiwa a 2 count. Yujiro now comes in to help, but Ishii takes him out right away. ELP then takes out Ishii, but Oiwa fights off the double team from Kenta and ELP now, and Sho gets hit with a triple team, finishing with Oiwa hitting a nice gut wrench suplex. So Oiwa gets the Boston Crab on Sho, and it lasts a long time, but Sho refuses to tap out, eventually getting to the ropes and then just getting up and putting an armbar on Oiwa, who is forced to tap out. The winners of this match by submission are Bullet Club, and Kenta immediately tries to steal Jora the staff, but Goto takes the staff and stares down Kenta. So that was pretty funny. Those two will fight August 2nd. Maybe the staff will be on the line. That'll be interesting to see, and that's not too far away. So Kenta's all mad, but Two Sweets everyone in Bullet Club and leads them out. So Kenta's definitely a high-ranking member of Bullet Club, as we saw him come out with his music here, but he still got yelled at big time by Jay White, and we all know who the leader is. But if Gato's number 2, Juice might be number 3 at this point, then Fale and Kenta fall somewhere around 4 and 5. So it's still weird that Fale and Hikuleo didn't leave to join the Gorillas of Destiny. So that's still a little awkward to me. Let's move to our next match. It's a regular tag team match here, a rivalry that's been brewing for a while. TMDK and Team Filthy have collided several times during the tour so far, trading wins all the way throughout. So that'll continue today, and regardless of who wins. And Lawlor and JONAH's A Block meeting just yesterday, where JONAH won, is Fallout sure to come from that. So Team Filthy come out first. Tom Lawlor had a very emotional night. Check out my backstage comments video on the same YouTube channel. But Tom's mother was having some troubles. She had surgery and she made it through. So Tom also went to 0-2, and Tom was basically crying his eyes out and talking about his life and stuff like that during the backstage segments. Meanwhile, JONAH saw or heard that happening and basically made fun of Tom Lawlor for crying. So there's no way of telling if Tom knows, but JONAH and Tito now come out, and Tom will be on later on commentary for the G1 matches. So we will hear from Tom Lawlor later on. But Tom then goes over to the announce table now and said he's got something special for TMDK and JONAH. So while Tom must have heard what JONAH says, and Tom wants JONAH to start the match with him, but JONAH says no and drops off the apron to avoid getting attacked. Tito and Tom are going to start this match with some nice amateur grappling. This is the former UFC star's specialty, but Tito has shown that he can hang with them. These two have had a great singles match on Strong just before coming over to this tour, and now they've been in the ring another 4 or 5 times on this tour alone. So they've got some really good chemistry with each other. Tom still gets the better, even though Tito was able to hang with them. Tom had the better grappling and is able to get an arm bar on. Tito powers to his feet though and sets Tom right up on the ropes, and then they both cuss each other out back and forth here, and Tom blocks a chop. Then Tito ties Tito in a knot, and Tito's able to get to the ropes. That was a cool looking whatever he put him in, kind of like an STF variant. So Royce Isaacs now tags in, and Tom can have some left for when he wants to fight JONAH. Royce hits a deadlift a suplex. Then Team Filthy hit the team pose, or the Filthy pose, and then Tom makes the limp arm of Tito pose as well as a 3-man pose. That was pretty funny. So Tom now tags back in and hits a rolling shoulder thrust and tags in Royce back in, but Tito fights off another double team move, and now JONAH's in. JONAH slams Royce down and then tags Tito right back in. He must not have wanted to get caught by Tom. So Tito then slingshots sentons right into the ring, and then a running uppercut that looked really nasty. Great stuff by Tito yet again. So they counter each other for a few times now, but Tito keeps control, and Tom runs in and just gets shoved right into JONAH, and then they take out Tom that way. So JONAH now tags in. He wears down Royce until JONAH gets surprised with a cutter, and now Tom can attack JONAH. So Tom comes in with some big strikes, then a cravat with knee strikes right to the face over and over and over. JONAH blocks the swinging DDT, but Tom gets JONAH into the corner for mounted punches. The crowd claps along with the beat of the punches, or the beat of the punches were with the claps, one way or another. But it wasn't a straight. It was like but like that kind of deal. So Tom then hits 2 running forearms that looked super stiff. He's really laying it into JONAH for talking bad about him being emotional. So JONAH charges in, but Tom dodges it, and Royce now tags in, and Tom kicks JONAH hard right into a Saito suplex from Royce. That looked awesome. Tito's able to break up the pin as Tito dives now onto the outside on the Lawlor. Royce tries the deadlift German JONAH, but JONAH was way too big for that and hits a lariat and into the Black Forest Bomb for the 1-2-3. The winner of this match by pinfall are TMDK / K9 Connection. So we'll get to hear later on commentary, like I said, if Tom Lawlor had any more to say about this big rivalry, but he didn't really talk about this too much. He was just talking about the G1 matches that were happening in front of him. So we got a big rivalry going now between JONAH and Tom Lawlor. I'm sure we'll see more, because JONAH even talks about Tom crying again, talking trash after the match. So this is a rivalry that's going to continue to go throughout the G1 tour here, which we're only about halfway through. So the next match is a 6-man tag team match. While D-Block sees Will Ospreay at the top of the table, fortunes for Aaron Henare and Great Okan have been mixed. Okan lost his opening bout with Chase Owens, and Henare dropped his last 2, despite formidable performances for each. United Empire have been untouchable in their tag team affairs, however, and they'll be facing Tama Tonga, Jado, and David Finlay tonight. So ahead of Finlay and Ospreay meeting in the main event of on Tuesday night, the very next event. So United Empire come out first, bathed in their green light as usual. Henare still limping from that Zack Sabre Jr. attack to his surgically repaired Achilles. Henare's been begging Naito, just like Henare begged Goto, to not attack his Achilles. And Henare said, this time, do it for my birthday, Naito. Give me a birthday present. But Naito's not in this match. The big story of this match is Ospreay wants his belt back from Finlay, who stole it from Juice, who never gave it back to Ospreay. So Ospreay's really looking forward to this match. He's like, I want my belt back. But Finlay has left the belt in his hotel room. So Ospreay will have to beat him in his G1 match to get his belt back. And Ospreay's all mad about this. So he attacks Finlay before the introductions can even be made here. And Ospreay was hoping to get his title back that he won about 7 weeks ago and has never touched since then. Finlay then looks good coming down with, just by the way, Finlay looked good coming down with Gorillas of Destiny, so I definitely wouldn't mind seeing him join them. And getting he's got the right attitude for it, I think so. So Ospreay is destroying Finlay at the absolutely destroying Finlay. He's mad that the U.S. title isn't here. He thought he was going to finally walk out of here with the U.S. title. So this could be a preview of the league match. But after like a hot start, after Finlay getting this hot start, beating Juice, it might all come crashing down to reality against the favorite to win D Block, Will Ospreay, when they have their match. So United Empire were attacking Gorillas of Destiny on the outside. Now Ospreay tags out without Finlay ever attacking him once. Henare now tags in and continues the decimation of Finlay. Then Henare puts the heel hook on, continuing his recent habit of not only does he beg people to not attack his Achilles, but now he's attacking everyone else's Achilles. So Great Khan now tags in, and Finlay finally gets one punch in, but then Ospreay pulls Finlay's hair from the apron right after that, after only one offensive move. Finlay is able to finally fight back now and hit an Irish Curse backbreaker on O'Khan. Now Tama Tonga tags in, and the quick pace is to his liking right away. Tama hits some big strikes on O'Khan, who fights back with an ear chop and a snap suplex, but Henare now tags in and hits a big striking combo, faking a leg kick and then punching Tama down. Tama does fight back, though, using his agility and quick pace. Now Jado tags in, and they double team O'Khan, finishing with Tama hitting a neck breaker. Jado covers him, but O'Khan kicks out and applies the Iron Claw. Now Ospreay comes in. He takes out Finlay with a great flurry, and Henare looks for the ultimate weapon, and he locks it in on Jado, forcing Jado to submit. The winners of this match by submission, United Empire. Finlay and Ospreay have a huge shouting war. Finlay's got his shillelagh, but Ospreay's not backing down. He goes over and pulls the hair of Finlay. They will fight August 2nd in not only a G1 match with first place on the line, but it will be an unofficial IWGP US title match as well. The winner gets to walk away with the title. So Ospreay might finally get his belt back. That's a huge match with first place on the line in what is it, C Block? I can't remember. But anyway, Henare will be watching the main event closely tonight. His next match is against Naito, and the main event is Evil versus Naito. So the next match is a 6-man tag match. Suzuki-gun, represented by Taichi, Taka, and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Los Ingobernables de Japón, Bushi, Sanada, and Shingo. So tag team action here. Suzuki-gun versus LIJ collide before tournament matches kick off. And while Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. and Sanada and Shingo are all in separate blocks, they might potentially meet in any semifinal or final matches. So Suzuki-gun have been on the losing end of most of their bouts of the preliminary tag matches, mostly losing to United Empire. So they'll get a chance here against LIJ minus Naito, and then Hiromu's still in the USA, I think. So the 3 remaining LIJ members. Zack Sabre Jr.'s music hits, and he's joined by Taka and Taichi. Zach talks trash his whole way to the ring. He's mad about that last night. Apparently, during the backstage comments, Zach graciously accepted defeat, but now he's seen the replay and now he wants VAR to reverse the decision of the main event last night when Tanahashi pinned Zack Sabre Jr. for the win, but Zach's arm was under the ropes. The referee did not see it. Zach himself didn't even know until after the event and after his promo. So Bushi then gets his own entrance as usual, even though other people in the G1 don't get their own entrance. Then Sonata comes out, then Shingo. So this is the last preliminary match of the night, as there are 5 G1 league matches tonight. Start and going forward, there's always 5 instead of 4. So things are really ramping up. Taichi and Sonata will start this match. Their rivalry and brotherhood goes back a long way. They start with some pec pops, but now they compare biceps instead, and then the triceps. So Taichi admits defeat, wants to shake hands. Sonata does, but Taichi turns on him and tries to hit a suplex. Sonata blocks it, and the pace quickens until Sonata is able to hit a drop kick. Good little flurry there. So then Bushi tags in and he hits a pretty cool kick from the ropes, but then Taka just knocks Bushi off the apron to the outside and a 6-man brawl ensues. Zach then goes after Shingo a bit while Sonata and Taichi, one of the others, sent the other into the barricade. It happened off screen, but you could hear it. So back in the ring now, Taka's wearing Bushi down and tags in Taichi. So it must have been Sonata that got sent in. Taichi wears down Bushi as well, and then tags in Zach. Zach works a cravat for a little bit, but Bushi strikes his way out. Zach counters a Hurricane Rana attempt into an ankle lock, but Bushi hits an Enziguri to break the hold, then tag in Shingo. So Shingo quickly attacks Zach, but Taichi comes in. Shingo takes them both out with a really great flurry. Shingo's super fired up, but Zach hits an uppercut to start a striking battle. They counter back and forth until Zach hits a Cobra twist, or gets the Cobra twist applied, but Shingo powers out of this and Zach takes him down and cracks the arm. So or cranks the arm, I should say. So Taka now tags in and attacks the arm even more. Shingo fights back, but Taka hits a finger to the eyes. Then a misdirection run off the ropes from Taka is able to get Shingo down, but Shingo blocks another attempt to the poke of the eyes. All of LIJ come in now. They triple team Taka, ending in the MX codebreaker from Bushi. Shingo then hits the pumping bomber lariat on Taka for the 1-2-3. Absolutely destroyed him with it. The winners of this match by pinfall, Los Ingobernables de Japón. Shingo and Zach are now talking trash to each other after the match. Remember, maybe that could be a potential semifinal or final matchup. Shingo then talks trash to Kanemaru, who's just minding his own business over on Japanese commentary. That was kind of funny. So now it's intermission time. Nothing of note happens in intermission. We've got 5 G1 league matches tonight, and it starts with a big one, literally. So in A block action, monster block action, it's Lance Archer versus Jeff Cobb. Lance Archer comes in, well, both men come in with a 1-1 record. Their singles record against each other is Jeff Cobb has won the only meeting they've ever had. So things get more monstrous than our first. Things don't get much more monstrous than this match as the competition grows, with 5 league matches per night instead of 4 from here on out. So things will be ultra competitive between Jeff Cobb and Lance Archer. Cobb doesn't give up anything in size to most men, but he's now the smaller competitor in 2 matches so far in G1 against Bad Luck Fale and now Lance Archer. But still, Cobb's always willing to rise up to the task, having sent Fale on the tour of the islands in Ota, which was amazing looking, and he looks to use the same move on Archer tonight, which he used in Atlanta to defeat Archer in their only singles match back in February of 2022. I mean 2021. 2020, just regular 2020. Sorry. It's late. Tom Lawlor is out for commentary and sounds professional right away. He's not nearly as good as El Phantasmo was last night, but it wasn't like terrible either. It was good to have him there, other than just Kevin Kelly by himself. So Jeff Cobb then comes out looking super confident. Archer out next. He storms down the ring. He punches the young lion Nakashima right in the face, then hits young lions Fujita, gets slapped right in the face. So this should be a pretty good match. It's in the same block as Tom Lawlor's in. He's already lost to Archer, but he will get the scout Jeff Cobb up close here. And there's another A block match tonight as well, where Tom Lawlor will get the scout up close. which is good for him as he's hasn't won yet. Cobb then starts this early with a shoulder tackle that Archer just absorbs. Then they quicken the pace already, and they show some great agility, throwing some lucha moves in there. Two big super heavyweights that shouldn't be able to do that kind of stuff, doing it here. Great start to this match. Then Cobb hits a shoulder tackle that's able to knock down Archer now. Archer misses or hits, I should say, a massive drop kick after that. These guys are way too big to be doing these moves. It's amazing to watch. So Cobb bails out of the ring after that big drop kick crushed him, I should say. And then Archer thinks about diving out, but then goes on the apron and hits a somersault senton that crushes not only Jeff Cobb, but Nakashima, the young lion, as well. So Nakashima's been taking a ton of bumps this weekend. Archer now throws Cobb around outside the ring, then rolls him back in, hits a punch, a couple of punches here while Cobb is struggling to get up off his back. So Archer then gets Cobb up and gets wrist control and then tightrope walks, but Archer gets pulled off and Jeff Cobb pulls him right into a nice looking suplex. Cobb then hits a vertical suplex right after that, but it doesn't even get a 1 count when he covers Archer. So Cobb now surfs on the stomach. Usually he surfs on people's backs, but this time on the stomach of Archer while singing Archer's music. Everybody dies. So that was hilarious. So Archer then back up and absorbs a strike. And then Archer tries for a crossbody, but Cobb catches it. But however, Archer is able to counter out of that with a DDT. Again, really nice stuff from the big super heavyweights. Cobb is able to hit a drop kick now and a standing moonsault to turn it around. Again, crazy athleticism here. Archer blocks two tour of the island attempts in a row, then crushes Cobb with the pounce period, and then a black hole slam from Abyss style. Couple of TNA moves that he's stealing from his TNA days. Now that gets a 2 count. Archer fires up and signals for the end. Cobb is dazed here, and Archer hits a massive choke slam that rattles the entire ring, but that only gets a 2 count as well. This is a great super heavyweight battle. Cobb then dodges a corner attack and rolls up Archer. I thought that might have been it, but it was only a 2 count. Archer then hits a lariat to keep control right after that, and now he's cussing out Cobb. So before running in right into a nasty back elbow, Archer now sets Cobb up on the top rope for a superplex, but Cobb blocks it. Archer just gets back up and then hits a big knee strike to Cobb, who was still on the thing. But Cobb is able to block the blackout and hits a suplex out of this. So Archer gets up and Cobb hits a choke or blocks a choke slam and hits another suplex. So great moves from Cobb, saving his butt, hitting suplexes instead. Cobb then lifts up the big Lance Archer and hits the tour of the islands, of course, for the 1, 2, 3. No kicking out of that when you're that big and you get slammed that hard. The winner of this match by pinfall, Jeff Cobb. What a great super heavyweight fight here. That tour of the islands was nasty looking, and I had no clue how this match would end. Great stuff overall. So Jeff Cobb improves the 2-1, while Archer's now in trouble with his back against the wall at 1-2. Cobb's next match is a big one again, literally, and against JONAH August 5th. So remember, Cobb lost to Okada night 1, and Okada is undefeated coming into tonight, where he going to have a match later. So the next match is in D block action. It's Yoshihashi taking on Juice Robinson, and Yoshihashi has a 0-1 record, while Juice Robinson has a 1-1 record. They have one singles meeting before where Juice Robinson won. So when Juice Robinson won that match, he described Yoshihashi as Ichiban sweet boy after G1 Climax 32 years ago. Since then, Juice's attitude has turned distinctly sour, and his mood is even fouler than ever after David Finlay beat him at Kurikan Hall, sending Juice to 1-1 and also losing the U.S. title belt that he already lost, but he was still carrying the belt. Now he lost that too because of Juice. Because of Finlay. So Robinson carries a lot of frustration into the ring today, and the question will be how he weaponizes said anger, if it's going to be for good or if it's going to be to his detriment. Yoshihashi strikes are some of the hardest in the game right now, especially his chops. So despite being down 0-1, he showed Shingo every bit of what a threat that he could be in that losing effort. So neither man will want to take another loss, before getting to the half distance. Let's find out what happens here. So Juice comes out first by himself, no title, but looking confident here. In any state of mind, Juice would always believe that he would be able to beat Yoshihashi. But Yoshihashi has been improving a lot lately, and this is a true toss-up. Both men want to avoid their second loss in the first half of the tournament. So, of course, Juice jumps Yoshihashi before the match can even start. Yoshi still has his jacket on, so the fight spills outside of the ring. Juice sends him into the barricade about 4 times in a row, and then a 5th time, but this time throat first. So Yoshihashi's having a real tough start here. I don't even think his jacket's off yet. So the crowd rallies for Yoshihashi to get into the fight, and back in the ring now, Juice hits a pile driver, and I thought, wow, is this going to be over? But no, it's almost over. Yoshihashi's just barely able to kick out. Now for the second time of the match already, Juice is cussing the referee out big time. Juice exposes the concrete floor now and cusses out the Japanese commentators while doing it. Yoshihashi then blocks the pile driver attempt that could have spelled the end on that concrete floor, but Juice tries for a power bomb instead, and then Yoshihashi narrowly avoids disaster by countering with a Hurricane Rana that sends Juice right into the ring post face first. Juice just barely gets into the ring at a count of 19 with 1 second to spare. I thought again that might have been an early end to this match. So it was very close to a count out. Juice comes in holding his face, but yeah, Yoshihashi uses this to his advantage and hits chops on the chest. Once a couple of chops were hit, then Juice was stunned, and about 30, yes, 30 chops in a row. Chest of Juice is bruised and red severely. That looked nasty. Juice is going to be feeling that for days on end going forward. That was so nasty. So, about after those 30 chops, Yoshihashi hits a spin kick, then 2 drop kicks, but Juice kicks out of 1, showing that he's got a lot of fight left in him despite all that pain. Juice then blocks the next move, but gets chops again for it in its chest. Then a headhunter blockbuster has Juice in big trouble. Yoshihashi goes to the top rope and hits the top rope variant of the headhunter blockbuster for the 2 count. Juice then blocks a karma attempt, but Yoshihashi hits the Kamigori for the 2 count. Then Juice blocks karma again and rolls up Yoshihashi with the tights. The referee refuses to count this, and Juice shoves the referee, who shoves him right back. Yoshihashi rolls up Juice for a 2 count. I thought again that might have been the end of the match. So Yoshihashi counters the pulp friction attempt with a sleeper hold here, but Juice is able to get out. Then Yoshihashi hits a running knee strike for a 2 count. Juice counters karma for a 3rd time, then eats more chops on his hurting chest. He goes down in pain. Yoshihashi then dodges 2 punches and hits a super kick, but Juice is able to have enough juice in him and hit the left hand of God punch here. So Yoshihashi counters the pulp friction attempt with a nice looking dragon suplex, had a nice snap to it. Then a huge lariat by that Yoshihashi lariat's been looking better and better. That has Juice in big trouble now. Yoshihashi is able to successfully, on his 4th try, hit karma and gets the 1-2-3. The winner of this match by pinfall, Yoshihashi, and that karma name is a fitting end for Juice, who has a ton of bad karma for his actions lately. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy. So Juice is mad, and he throws one of the young lions. I couldn't even see who it was. Hopefully not Nakashima, though. He's been taking a lot of hits today. Yoshihashi improves now to 1-1. He will have a very busy second half of G1 since he has 4 matches left, and his next match isn't until August 6th against ELP, meaning he'll have 4 matches in 10 days to end G1. So it's all coming to a head here. Juice falls to 1-2. One more loss will end his G1. Really good match there. So the next one's an interesting one, to say the least. In B block action, it's Bullet Club versus Bullet Club. Chase Owens versus leader Jay White. So Jay White comes into this match 2-0. Chase Owens 1-1, and this is their first singles match. So much like Okada, Jay White is also sitting pretty at 2-0, going for 3-0 tonight. Yet while Bad Luck Fale may cause an upset to the Rainmaker atop the table Sunday, it's hard to imagine anything other than getting 6 points for Jay White, because of the fact that he's the leader of Bullet Club and this fix might be in. So we'll have to wait and see, and it would be easy to seal the deal here, but Owens might trying. So I wasn't quite sure what we're gonna get here. So Chase comes out first, followed by Jay, and Chase fights Chase, like, if Chase fights in this match, like if it was a regular match, he's gonna piss off the madman Jay White. It will tear him a new one, maybe even kick him out of Bullet Club because Jay White's been a crazy guy lately. But if Chase lays down and just lets Jay win, there's every potential chance he could get kicked out of New Japan. Definitely never getting invited back to G1. So and then even if he was kicked out of Bullet Club, would New Japan even want Chase? So you have to kind of feel bad for Chase being stuck in this situation. No matter what he does, he's going to be in trouble. So how is he going to find a way out of this one? Chase didn't ask to be in the spot. It just happened. So, he's damned if he does, damned if he doesn't kind of deal in this one. They shove each other, but then just too sweet. Jay hands a big, heavy envelope of cash, and then the ring announcer will hold the envelope while then Chase lays down. But Chase decides he better go check that money. So the first two bills are real, but then the rest are blank pieces of paper. So Chase, of course, gets mad, and Jay acts like, oh, where's the missing money? What happened to the money? So Jace blames the ring announcer. Then Jay tells Chase that he was just joking. I'll pay him later. I'll give you the money, man. And then Chase lays down, but Jay says, no, I'm not falling for that. You're just going to roll me up. So Chase says, no tricks, no tricks. And then Jay says, or Jay doesn't say anything. He just goes over and tries to hit the Blade Runner, but Chase blocks it. So Jay then attacks Chase from behind after they commiserate a few more minutes here. And now Chase is mad. So Jay apologizes, but Chase comes in, hits the big C trigger knee strike for a 2 count. I thought it was almost over right there. So Chase now follows Jay out of the ring, throws him in the barricade. Jay blocks a package pile driver attempt, and Chase blocks a Blade Runner attempt. So Jay then throws Chase over the ropes, but decides not to attack him here and trying to find like some remorse here or something. I don't know. But Chase rolls up Jay after that for a 2 count, and now Jay is mad. So he hits a big lariat. He gets a 2 count off that. Jay hits a DDT for a 2 count, then a spinning super kick or a spinning something. I wrote down super. I don't remember what it was, but that gets a 2 count as well. Then Chase blocks another Blade Runner attempt, but Jay evades the attacks for a while, and then Chase connects with a super kick. So this is a really herky-jerky match, the really slow pace to it, just move after move without much. I mean, that's what a lot of Jay White matches are, but this one was even slower paced than usual. Chase then hits a Shining Wizard for a 2 count, and then the match is starting to heat up a little bit here after being so slow paced. And then Gato has to get up on the apron to try and stop another package pile driver attempt. And then when Chase tries to hit it, Jay counters with a back body drop. Chase then hits a rolling elbow, but Jay stays in control. 10 minutes have passed now. So Jay then hits a Saito suplex and then a Uranagi slam for a 2 count. That looked really nice. Chase almost wins it after that with a roll up, but Jay stays in control with chops. Then Chase hits the knee strike and a Styles Clash for a 2 count. Wow. So Jay had blocked another pile driver attempt. So Chase breaks out the Styles Clash here. The crowd's cheering for Chase now, who blocks another Blade Runner attempt. Then Chase blocks a sleeper suplex, and Chase hits a C trigger knee again, but Jay then is able to hit the Blade Runner in response, and of course gets the 1, 2, 3. The winner of this match by pinfall, Switchblade Jay White. Decent match here, but maybe it's just because I was tired. I wasn't really able to get enjoying in this one. It was too slow pace for me. So anyway, Jay White improves the 3-0, and Chase falls the 1 and 2. So Jay wants the 2 sweet Chase after the match, and Chase does it. So it looks like Chase found a way to get out of this situation, and all because he went and checked to see if the bills were real or not. That prevented Chase from angering the officials by laying down, and it also gave Jay remorse because he was caught red-handed cheating, and he wouldn't have been attacked by Chase in the first place. So all's well that ends well. Chase didn't get the win, but he gets to keep his job and stuff, and Jay won, so he's not going to be mad. He's going to forget about this and move on. So next, we've got our semi-main event, second to last match in the A block monster block action. It will be Kazuchika Okada versus Bad Luck Fale, and they have Okada is 2-0 coming into this match, and Bad Luck Fale is 2-1. So Bad Luck Fale would move into first place with a win, and Okada would keep first place with his win. So singles record here, Okada owns it, 5 wins to 3, but Bad Luck Fale having 3 wins over Okada is not a bad stat right there, if you ask me. So they don't call him the Rogue General for nothing. His ring generalship, I've seen him get those 3 wins on Yano, or I mean Okada before, and now he's beaten Yano and Lance Archer through Akana on one and then a schoolboy on the other. So just kind of showing out his tricks here. The big man of Bullet Club has also beaten Okada 3 times, like I said, including in the G1 Climax. So the Rainmaker is a tough man to beat, but Fale proves that he can beat him. And then Okada should he pick up one more win and move to 3-0, he'll be in a deadlock in the conversation for the group heads for sure for Budokan in August 16th. So big match here. And Fale comes out first, and he probably didn't even care about what happened with that Chase and Jay White and Chase stuff in the match before. So Okada comes out next, looking confident as always. And Okada charges right in as the bell rings. So Okada tries to knock Fale down with some shoulder tackles at the beginning, but of course wasn't having too much effect. So Okada tries the drop kick, and he does drop kick the knee, I should say, and then he's able to knock down Fale with a shoulder tackle right after that. So Fale then blocks a scoop slam, but Okada rolls Fale up for a 2 count. Fale counters the charging Okada now with a back body drop. Okada rolls out of the ring, holding his back. He's hurt on that one. Okada came into this. His back's been hurting ever since night 1 of G1 against Jeff Cobb. So Fale then gets a bear hug back in the ring, squeezing that hurt back of Okada hard. Another slow match right after that last one, and then Archer and Cobb was kind of slow after the beginning. So at least Juice and Yoshihashi had a little bit of pace to it, but this has been a really slow match night, kind of slow paced night. So Fale now dominates for a while, but Okada dodges a corner attack, hits a DDT. 5 minutes have passed. That seemed like 15. Okada now quickens the pace and he hits a drop kick, then a scoop slam on Fale, but his back's too hurt to capitalize. Or no, he is able to capitalize and get up and hit the money clip. So his back was hurt for a while, but he gets the money clip on. Fale is able to get to his feet and just squashes Okada in the corner to break the hold, and that hurt Okada's bad back, so he rolls out of the ring. But this was a mistake because Fale follows him right after there and throws him hard back first into the barricade. So Okada just barely avoids disaster. It was about to be a bad luck fall on the outside of the ring. Then Okada hits a DDT on the outside of the ring. So now the referee starts the count, and Okada rolls Fale back in, and somehow Okada picks up Fale for an air raid crash. That was impressive. So then hits an elbow drop off the top rope. He does the Rainmaker pose, but Fale counters the Rainmaker attempt with a Samoan drop. That was pretty fluid looking. 10 minutes have passed now. So Fale hits a big spear on Okada that almost wins the match. Massive spear there. Okada just barely kicks out. Fale now hits a standing elbow drop for another 2 count, and Okada counters the next move with a drop kick and then hits another drop kick, but Fale counters with a clothesline. Fale now hits the big grenade thumb spike, but Okada is able to kick out just in time. Okada gets out of the bad luck fall and hits a neck breaker right into the Rainmaker money clip, which is a version that constricts the airflow of the much larger Fale, who couldn't withstand that and is forced to tap out. So the winner of the match by submission, Rainmaker Okada, and Okada improves to 3-0 just like Jay White, and he takes on JONAH next, which will be a great match, I'm sure. So Fale falls to 1 and 2, and it's time for our main event. So in C block action, it'll be Tetsuya Naito versus his former LIJ teammate Evil. And Naito comes in with a abysmal 0-2 and 12 match losing streak in G1, going back to last year, having lost 9 in a row because of forfeit, and he lost the final the year before. So 12 match losing streak. Not good stuff here for Naito. One more loss and his summer might be over. Evil comes in looking to do just that with his 1-0 record, and Naito owns the singles record advantage, 3 wins to 2 for Evil. So Naito, G1 has pitted him against former rival here, and he's lost to Goto and Tanahashi so far. So now he faces Evil, his former teammate, a man he recruited to be in Los Ingobernables de Japón, but ended up leaving and defected to Bullet Club. So we know this is a big one here. And now in 2022, the deck is heavily stacked against Naito, having already lost his first two matches. So um, it's just going to have to win this one or it's over with. Evil comes out first, accompanied by Dick Togo, and that's going to be key in this match. You know, Dick Togo is going to interfere, and he does. So Naito comes out next. He knows that Dick Togo is going to interfere. He knows what he's up against tonight. The crowd's super loud. The loudest of the night for Naito coming out here is the crowd when they're still only clapping and loud. So they all know Naito has his back against the wall, and they're showing their support here, whether Naito wants it from them or not. So Naito slightly acknowledges their support on his way down, but he's staring a dagger through Evil as he gets into the ring. Though he turns his back on Evil and asks for the too sweet. This makes Evil attack, but Naito was ready for it, and Evil gets sent into the barricade outside the ring as Naito was like in the middle of taking his suit off. That looks pretty cool. So Evil now looks under the ring for a chair, throws it in the ring, but Naito won't let Evil in there. So Naito fakes diving out, hits the tranquilo pose. Evil slides in now, but Naito was ready for him going on the attack. Naito pulls the hair here, but Evil is able to counter, and Dick Togo had removed the turnbuckle pad, so Naito goes crashing into the exposed turnbuckle. Now Naito gets sent into the barricade hard, sending the ring announcer flying. Evil uses this advantage while the referee was looking the other way for the ring announcer. Evil sets up a chair and throws Naito into the barricade hard, then puts a chair over Naito's head and swings another one, hitting the chair on the neck. So the referee was busy with Dick Togo during all that, and Evil now hits the tranquilo pose in the ring, but he puts the too sweet up high instead. So Evil now attacks the leg of Naito after that, but Naito battles back with a drop kick to the knee, then quickens the pace here. Naito hits some great offense that ended with the combination cabron. Then Evil bails the ring and tries to hit Naito with a chair, but then Naito gets the chair and hits Evil with it, and I think he even might have hit Dick Togo, but now he does the same thing with the chair, with putting the one chair over the head and hitting the chair with another chair. And back in the ring now, Evil counters and sends Naito face first, mouth first almost, into the turnbuckle. So 10 minutes have passed. Naito was really rocked by that turnbuckle hit, now gets thrown into the barricade again, and again the announcer goes flying. So that was kind of funny. Back in the ring now, Evil's wearing down Naito. This whole night has been a lot of slow-paced matches. Evil applies now the Darkness Scorpion Deathlock, but Naito's able to get to the ropes, but about 15 seconds pass, and Evil holds it on a further 6 or 7 seconds. So that one really hurt Naito there. Evil now hits Darkness Falls, and Naito's just barely able to kick out. I was a little scared he wasn't going to be able to. He waited a long time without moving an inch, and he was able to kick out. So Naito then blocks everything's Evil and hits a Claymore kick here, and Naito desperately needed that. So Evil's able to counter Naito and send him out of the ring, and Dick Togo sets up a table as 15 minutes have now elapsed. We're halfway through the time allotted. Naito now counters the Darkness Falls attempt through the table, which would have spelled disaster, and Naito throws Evil super hard into the barricade, sending him flipping over, one of the hardest barricade shots ever. Naito then looks to end it here, hitting big elbows to Evil's head, around 8 total. Naito then blocks everything Evil again and hits a running Destino almost for the win, but only a 2 count. The referee now gets knocked down, and Evil immediately hits a low blow. Dick Togo and Evil motion that they want to do a magic killer from the apron through the table on the outside, but Naito fights them off, sending Dick Togo flying, and now hitting Evil right into between the legs on the rope in the yam bag. But Naito almost falls twice catastrophically here, but eventually pile drives Evil through the table, exploding the table in the million shards, and Naito now has his back cut open. Hopefully not too bad. We now hit the 20-minute mark. There's 10 minutes left in this match. Both men are motionless on the ring outside next to a broken table. Inside the ring, the ref is also motionless. He's still taken out. So Naito's back is super cut up here from the table, but Naito is able to get in the ring and hit Esperanza from the top rope or the middle rope. But then Evil counters a Destino attempt, sending Naito's cut up back right into that exposed turnbuckle from earlier. Then Evil counters a running Destino with a massive lariat from hell, and Naito blocks everything is evil for another time. He just refuses to get hit with everything is evil. Then hits the Capoeira kick and a big running diving forearm, but Evil blocks Destino here. So Naito hits a tornado DDT instead, and I think it might have even knocked Dick Togo off the apron. Then Naito hits Destino for the 1, 2, 3. Great match here. The winner of the match by pinfall is Tetsuya Naito. That table added a lot. Hopefully Naito's back isn't cut too deep like a Kenta style. Hopefully nothing like that. Or even Bob Holly, Hardcore Holly, if you remember when he got that nasty gash on WWE ECW. But anyway, Naito saves his G1, improving the 1 and 2, and he's got the hard-hitting Aaron Henare next. So will Naito attack the Achilles heel that's still making Henare limp around even after these many days since Zack Sabre Jr., or will Naito just leave the Achilles tendon alone? Henare said, please don't attack it. It'll be my birthday. So we'll see what happens there. Evil falls to 1 and 1. That was only a second match. So just like some of the other guys, he's going to have a busy end of second half where he'll have 4 of his matches in the second half instead of 3. So he takes on Evil, takes on Tanahashi next. That'll be a big match. And the crowd absolutely loves Naito here. And Naito now, it's his time to acknowledge them. But unfortunately, we don't have Chris on commentary for live translations, but come check out later today for my backstage comments video, and I'll let you know what Naito had to say here in front of the crowd, and then backstage, and then everybody else who talked backstage, I'll let you know what they said as well. So this was one of my least favorite G1 events so far this year. The action was just a little too slow paced for my liking, but it wasn't terrible either. There was some good stuff to find here. Maybe if I wasn't so tired and if I hadn't watched the like almost 4 hour SummerSlam before this event, I might have enjoyed it a little bit more. But for what it was a little too slow paced for my liking. So we gear back up, I think, on Tuesday, August 2nd, and then we've got a bunch more events coming up. It's going to be 5 G1 matches for each night from now on, leading up to August 16th, where the block finals, and then the 17th, it'll be the semifinals, 18th, the finals. So it's really going to be gearing up towards the end. Guys are going to be having a lot of G1 matches in a row. So thanks for tuning in. I'm going to get going, and I'll put up that comments video later today. Enjoy your weekend, and I'll talk to you again soon. Peace.